Have you ever wondered what it's like to command a medieval army in battle? Well, today we're going to find out. Today we have two equal forces, 6 units per side. The only difference is one has 2 archer units and one has 2 spear groups. And today's rules are from 1 hour war games, predominantly with a few homebrews thrown in just for a bit of extra interest. Our battlefield is mostly flat with a wooded hill to the southeast, and a road running north to south, and there's a dotting of hedges throughout and stone walls dotted throughout the battlefield. Okay, so this is the end of turn 1. The red players' troops are still holding the hilltop, and that is the objective of the blue team. They've got 15 turns to take the hill, or at least contest it, whilst the red team, their only objective is to hold it. First turn for the blues, they've brought on 3 units, 2 cav and 1 archer unit, and they're moving as fast as they can to take the hilltop. No casualties yet. So turn 1 was pretty uneventful, with just a bit of manoeuvre. So at the end of turn 2, literally nothing from the reds. They're still in exactly the same spot. However, the blues have moved up as fast as they can. No reinforcements this turn for either side. The blue team are just going to try and race as fast as they can, try and overrun the hilltop. That's their plan at the moment. Turn 2, again, predominantly manoeuvre and waiting for reinforcements to show up. Okay, so this brings us to the end of turn 3, and the red team have got their first set of reinforcements, 2 cavalry units coming in on the road. Will they make it in time though? Blue cavalry have started to form up into their attack formation, whilst the red spearmen have just moved down in front of the archers to try and provide a bit of protection, whilst the archers from the blue side have just moved up behind the wall. And the light cavalry at the front there have just moved into the range of the archers, so we'll see what happens. 5. It's a pretty good roll. I'll come back regarding what that means. So turn 3 we started to get a few shots on target with the archers, so the game is afoot. And for turn 4 we've got our cavalry reserves moving up, so yeah, we're going to see what happens next. And the opposing force brought on their reinforcements, so yeah, we've got some big clashes set to arrive shortly. Okay, so the blue archers are just in range of the spearmen, so we'll see what they do on a dice roll. 5, it's not bad. Cool. And these archers here will be firing into these guys because they're the ones they fired at last time. We'll see what they can do. 3, however, it is halved when you're firing against cavalry in this game, so it's going to be halved down to 1.5 rounded up, so that's 2, 2 and 5. Cool. So I hope you enjoyed this new format, which I'm trying to adjust to from the poll that we took a few weeks ago. Again, if there's any additional things that you want changed, just let me know and I can try and do that for you. Okay, so we've got our first hand-to-hand combat, so we'll start with the cavalry, although I will do both sides casualties at the same time, just for fairness. So cavalry versus spearmen, do 6. However, they are going uphill, so that is reduced by half, so that drops down to 3. So they do 3 points of damage on the spearmen, and the spears do an unmodified. Oh, sorry, no. So it's 6 plus 2 because they're mounted. So 6, 7, 8, and then half it, so they do 4 points of damage to the spears. which is enough to wipe them out, but we'll just do the damage that they cause first, and they just do 1 dice unmodified. They do 3 points of damage on the cavalry, so they are dead. Okay, so the cavalry are almost destroyed, but not quite. They've still got 3 points of cohesion left before they fall apart. So turn 5 saw our first melee of the game, with the cavalry taking out the spearmen. I thought it was going to go the other way, but interesting. And now we've got a few reinforcements coming on. I think this is the final reinforcements of the game, so it's going to be an interesting turn for both sides. So turn 7 saw the reinforcements moving up to get ready to get into combat. The archers, though, are going to start to take a toll, that's for sure. In the centre, the melee just kept going backwards and forwards, neither side getting the advantage. So yeah, it was still all to play for, and my prior prediction of the previous turn being the final round was completely wrong. Okay, so turn 8's movement. We had a little bit of decisions to make. The cavalry here decided they would charge the archers, which I think is probably the best thing they can do at this stage, but then these guys did swing round and will be hitting them on the flank. Neither of those two cavalry units actually advanced, but the archers did move up so they can start putting some fire down onto them. These guys are still stuck in combat, and these spearmen have just moved up as far as they could. So it'll be an interesting one. I think the battle is going to be won or lost in the centre, probably this turn. Anyway, I'll come back in a second. So as I said, this is my first medieval game, and I actually really enjoyed it. So I've been building up these armies for a War of the Roses period, so it's good to get them on the table at last. Okay, so for shooting we're going to go again with these archers into them, so it's going to be d6 plus the 2, and then halved, and then we'll put 1 point onto the friendlies. So 6 plus 2, 7, 8, halved is 4, so that's 3 points onto the enemy versus 1 on their own. So that's not too bad. And these blue archers firing on the light cavalry, it's going to be a d6 plus 2, and then halved because they were moving. 5, 6, 7, halved, 4 points of damage as they close. So turn 8 was definitely a pretty brutal turn. A lot of casualties suffered by both sides, but I think the red player there on the left has definitely taken the brunt of the damage. Okay, and for melee, these two, it's just d6 plus 2 and then half it. So whichever dice is on the right will be these casualties, and whichever one's on the left will be those casualties. Okay, so they take 3 plus 2, and then halve it is going to be 3 points of damage for them, and 1, 3, so they're going to take 2 points of damage. And with that, this cavalry block is destroyed. So they finally destroyed them. So again, turn 9 saw a few more units eradicated and removed from the field. And now you can kind of see the writings probably on the walls, but never write off a force until it's finally finished. History's taught us that. Okay, the archers versus men-at-arms, so that's d6 plus 2 halved because they've got armour. 3, 4, 5, and then halved, so that's going to be 3 points of damage onto the men-at-arms. Okay, those archers are going to fire into the melee again, so it's d6 plus 2, 3, halved, and then obviously 1 split onto their own, so that's going to be 2 points of damage to the enemy and 1 point on their own. However, it was enough to destroy them. So they are dead. So at this stage it does kind of look like it's going to be a bit of a one-sided battle.
So yeah, turn 10 saw a few more bases removed for the red player, and they're really on their final legs now, hoping for a miracle.
So the archers have decided they will fire onto the men-at-arms. Although they are about to be charged by the cavalry, they've decided that the men-at-arms need to be eliminated as quickly as possible. And then we've got the 2 archer blocks who are going to fire onto the spearmen. That's going to be d6 plus 2 each with no rounding down. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 points of damage onto the spearmen. Devastating.
So again, turn 11, more casualties.
Okay, archers onto men-at-arms. d6 plus 2. 6, 7, halved is 4. And those arrows, as they came in, they wiped out the men-at-arms. So the men-at-arms are also destroyed.
It's time for an arrow storm. But will it be successful? Or do we have to finish them with the cav?
So this turn, both of those archer blocks moved up. The cavalry have swung around into the field, and the red archers are just hanging out in the woods. I think that's probably their best place to be. The trees protect them a bit from the arrows. So the archers in the woods pretty well stay put. Cavalry are just going to stay back for now and see if the archers can do the job. Hopefully they can eliminate them. And yeah, we've got this turn and one more. So we'll see how it goes in the shooting. Okay, so red archers onto blue archers. d6 plus 2. 5, 6, 7. And that is enough to destroy the blue archers, but we'll remove them in a second. Blues onto reds. d5, that's right, d6 plus 2, halved. 3, 4, 5, so that's going to be 3 points. And then we've got the red archers who've just moved up, so it's going to be a d6 plus 2. However, because they moved, we dropped the 2, so it's d6, and then half it because they're in the woods. So that's going to be 2. So 5 points of damage total, but they are dead. And actually, 5 points means they're dead also. So that's the red archers finished. So it's just the commander and his retinue. I don't think he's going to survive, to be honest. So I'm going to call the game as a blue victory, seeing as they've got the most troops on the table who are actually formed. But yeah, overall, so that's a 1 hour war game battle. I think it took about 40 minutes, and I have been making up a few rules and adding on a few bits myself just to make it seem a little bit more realistic as I was going. Today I was playing solo, but no, I enjoyed it. I thought it went really well. I hope you enjoyed it too.
So, first medieval game done. I very much enjoyed it. The 1 hour war games rules really play quickly, which is good. I will be making a few alterations to them just to make it flow a little bit more and be a little bit more realistic, but thoroughly enjoyed. I'm definitely going to play a few more, so hopefully you enjoyed it also. And as for the new format, it's still going to take, I'm going to be tinkering a little bit over the next few weeks and few games to try and get it right, because I don't want them to be too long, but to try and give you a bit of actual game footage as well does stretch them a little bit, so hopefully not too much more than 10 to 13 minutes on average. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed it, guys. Take care, and I'll see you next time.